What if the smallest nation in Asia became the most influential powerhouse by the year 2035? Would you believe it? Singapore, a tiny island that many people underestimate, yet every expert who studies geopolitics knows one undeniable truth: this nation is rewriting the rules of power. While most countries struggle with political chaos, economic inequality and unstable relationships, Singapore is quietly building something far more dangerous and far more impressive: an unstoppable system that could dominate Asia by the year 2035. But the real question is this: how did a country smaller than many cities evolve into Asia's most efficient machine? When you look at maps, Singapore appears like a dot. But in strategy, that dot behaves like a diamond: unbreakable, valuable, and strategically priceless. In the next decade, Singapore will influence global trade routes, artificial intelligence development, regional defense partnerships, financial systems, and migration politics more than almost any Asian nation. It won't dominate by force, it won't dominate by population, and it won't dominate by land. Instead, it will dominate through intelligence, precision, and the art of long-term planning. Singapore is one of the only countries that thinks in decades, not elections. While others flip policies every 4 years, Singapore builds foundations that stand for generations. This is why the nation is on track to lead Asia in innovation, security, trade, and governance by 2035, and the world is already noticing. Today on infoSphere, we reveal the 10 powerful forces that will make Singapore Asia's dominant nation by 2035. Every point is a deep explanation, a full 1,000 words, revealing how Singapore is quietly rising while the rest of Asia is distracted. So stay tuned, subscribe, and let's dive in. Strategic geography. Singapore's geographic position is not an accident. It is the foundation of its power. Located at the heart of the Malacca Strait, one of the world's busiest trade routes, Singapore controls a gateway used by more than half of global maritime trade. But geography alone is not what makes Singapore powerful. What makes Singapore rise above every Asian nation is its ability to transform geography into geopolitical leverage. Many countries have strategic locations, but Singapore turns its location into influence, partnerships, and economic advantage. Its port is one of the world's busiest, its air hub connects continents, and its digital infrastructure links the entire region. By 2035, as global shipping increases and Asia becomes the world's economic center, Singapore will hold the keys to the arteries of global commerce. It will become the checkpoint through which trade, data, and investment flow. No Asian country can match this combination of geography, stability, and infrastructure. That is why, in the next decade, Singapore's positional power will grow faster and more decisively than ever. Economic stability. Singapore's economy is one of the most stable on Earth. While neighboring countries face political turbulence, inflation, and unpredictable policies, Singapore's model is built on discipline, low corruption, and consistent long-term planning. Its reserves are massive, its currency is strong, and its governance is extremely efficient. This nation has mastered the art of balancing free market capitalism with strong regulation. Foreign investors trust Singapore more than almost any Asian country, which is why global corporations are shifting their headquarters from Hong Kong, Tokyo, and Shanghai into Singapore. By 2035, Singapore will become Asia's financial capital, handling trillions in trade, finance, and investments. This economic stability is the engine behind its future dominance. Technological leadership. Singapore is rapidly transforming into Asia's artificial intelligence laboratory. Its government invests massively in automation, robotics, surveillance technology, clean energy, and, while many Asian countries are still struggling to digitize, Singapore is building a fully automated society where transport, security and services operate with minimal human error. By 2035, Singapore will become Asia's testing ground for smart nation technologies, and the entire region will depend on Singapore's tech infrastructure, patents and data systems. World-class governance. Singapore's governance system is not perfect, but it is extremely effective. Policies are based on evidence, long-term planning, and national interest rather than emotional politics. Corruption is extremely low, and institutions are trusted. This gives Singapore a massive advantage in a region where political instability is common. By 2035, many Asian countries will look to Singapore as the model for modern governance. This ideological influence itself is a form of dominance. Military partnerships. Singapore may be small, but it has one of Asia's most well-trained military forces, backed by powerful international defense partnerships. It cooperates with the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, India, and many ASEAN countries. Its Air Force and Navy are technologically advanced, and its cybersecurity units are among the best in Asia. By 2035, Singapore will serve as a security hub in the Indo-Pacific region, a role that significantly increases its influence. Tourism and soft power. Tourism is more than sightseeing, it is influence. Singapore's image as a clean, modern, safe, and futuristic city attracts millions. Its culture, architecture, food and cinematic skyline influence global media. Brands like Marina Bay Sands, Gardens by the Bay, Jewel Changi Airport and Sentosa act as soft power engines. By 2035, Singapore's cultural influence will spread across Asia, supported by global events, innovation hubs and tourism mega-projects. Education dominance. Singapore's education system is consistently ranked among the best in the world. It produces top-tier engineers, scientists, economists, and innovators. Its universities attract talent from every continent. By 2035, Singapore will become Asia's education capital, drawing students, researchers, and tech companies into one central hub. This educated workforce will fuel its dominance even further. Financial power. Singapore is already one of the world's strongest financial centers. With strict regulations, strong banking systems, and low corruption, it attracts wealthy individuals and global corporations. As China faces economic uncertainties and Hong Kong faces political pressure, Singapore becomes the safe alternative for investors. By 2035, Singapore will manage an unprecedented portion of Asia's private wealth, giving it immense financial influence. Diplomatic neutrality. Singapore's greatest diplomatic weapon is neutrality. It maintains balanced relationships with China, the United States, India, Europe, ASEAN, and the Middle East. This ability to stay neutral while forming strong partnerships gives Singapore a unique role, a regional mediator. By 2035, when tensions in Asia grow, Singapore's neutral diplomacy will become even more valuable, expanding its influence beyond economics. The future vision of Singapore. Singapore never plans for today. It plans for 50 years ahead. Its Vision 2035 includes green energy dominance, water independence, digital automation, and becoming the central hub of Asian connectivity. This long-term vision is what sets Singapore apart. While others react, Singapore prepares. This forward-thinking mindset ensures that by 2035, Singapore will not just grow, it will dominate Asia through intelligence, strategy, and stability. Singapore's rise is not an accident. It is the result of discipline, planning, and the courage to think differently from the rest of the world. As Asia becomes the center of global power, all signs point to one conclusion. Singapore will be at the heart of it. It will lead through innovation, diplomacy, trade, and strategy, not through size or force. And that is what makes its rise so extraordinary. If you learned something today, make sure to subscribe to infoSphere, where we explore the stories shaping our world. Singapore is just the beginning. The future belongs to those who are prepared. And Singapore is more prepared than anyone. Thank you for watching.